What is going on, everybody? Thank you for coming back to episode 2 of the Jakeb and Jakeb podcast. And I am
But I'm
Jakeb.
not Jacob.
Obviously, down below is the other Jakeb, and over here is our guest, the very first guest on our podcast. This is Corey, or Mecha Brickman. We will definitely leave
Hi.
his link in the description as well, so definitely go check some of his stuff out. But
It's like,
yeah,
It is some cool shit.
it is some cool shit.
oh, thanks.
Actually, one of those, I think we had talked about this at the Halloween party last Friday. I know you do a lot of the stuff for the Legos and stuff, but you should do like a little side project, just kind of covering a lot of the lightsaber stuff that you do. That would be fucking sick.
Oh, yeah. Actually, do I have that up here? Hang on.
That'd be sick.
Of course I
Oh,
have
here we
that
go.
Dude, it was just like,
He's
no.
like, fuck.
Yeah. that makes me too.
Yeah, they are very good quality. And yeah, it is awesome.
What the fuck?
Holy
Oh, bro.
shit.
Wow, that's cool as hell.
That's dope.
Oh, camera.
I've only ever seen it on camera a few times, and it's so cool. Good shit.
Camera always makes it look better.
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously, I work for the city of Westminster. I'm in one of the city buildings, one of the like rec buildings, and luckily our building isn't. It doesn't have as many guests coming through. We don't take as many like in-person cash credit card payments as most of our other facilities. But yesterday at like 11 a.m., our internet went out and all of our systems stopped working.
Oh, that's good.
We couldn't use our system that like took payments and kept track of what was going on in our building. We couldn't. The phones were out. I couldn't even log on to the computer itself. Like it was just dark, man. Like we just couldn't do anything. So we're like, well, fuck. So we were in contact with obviously like all the IT people and whatnot. They were not able to get everything back on and working until about 1:30 this afternoon.
Yikes.
Yeah, and we are the one building that stays open the latest because we have soccer leagues and stuff. So last night our building probably closed at like 11:30 p.m. So like it was interesting. But yeah, so that was fun. It was really nice getting to go a long time without hearing the phone ring. That was nice.
Sure. Yeah,
Always a plus.
Oh man.
Not getting bothered to work with random shit.
Seriously. Yeah, basically not doing half of what my job description says. It was nice. I do remember, Corey, we were talking about one of the stories to mention for the podcast. It was your you and your parakeet. Which I feel like we've probably heard the story before, but like it's such a good fucking story. It's so funny. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's funny.
That's fucked up. When I was a little kid, I had my best friend Cosmo. It was before I met you two fuckers, and Cosmo was my best little friend. He was a little parakeet, little blue parakeet, and followed me everywhere. We'd leave him downstairs, in the cage. And then just let him do his thing. He knew where my room was, and he would make his way up the stairs into my room just to hang out on his own. So
that's impressive, actually.
Yeah,
sweet.
He wanted to do everything with me, and then I killed him. So yeah,
what a fucking segue!
I know.
So what happened? No, still fucked up. Cosmo and I, as a little kid, of course. So I was jumping around, hopping around on the floor. Cosmo decided, I'm gonna get under your hand. I'm like, I squished my best friend. And then
not many
Corey,
people can
say
that.
Tell me about that one.
I swear I told you about that one. And then I took the hand away and I was like, oh shit. And Cosmo like stood up and I was like, oh no, because I felt his like bones crack under me. And picked him up back up on my finger, put him back up on the little perch. He he took 2 steps, was like, coughed up blood, and
Oh my god.
I feel shitty for
remember
laughing,
this.
but like it's
That's
a
fucking
funny
horrifying.
story.
Jesus Christ, man.
I told this. So you remember one
How
of the
old
lit
were you?
classes, middle school, probably like under 10,
I'll say it had to have been
Like,
early middle school because
under
we
8,
met pretty early
8 or
on.
something. Yeah,
God
like
damn.
probably like 5 to 8 or something like that. And what's even more funny? So I told this story because you remember. I don't know if you guys had the same class or not in high school, but it was one of the lit teachers. We had to write a stupid story on something. It was in the downstairs of the high school. What lit teachers were there that we had? I don't remember. It was a lady.
Wait, what grade was it?
I'm gonna be honest. I think it was sophomore or junior year.
See,
Maybe
there was Armbruster.
He was
It wasn't
freshman
him.
year typically.
Yeah, there was
it was a
Armbruster for
girl.
freshman year.
I had Mrs.
Dressed
Hill
like
for
ratty.
a lot of it.
I remember
Hill-
I had
Hill
Hill
was
for
the big
senior
one.
year.
Yeah.
It was the big one, right?
Yeah. Really into
Yeah.
dubstep, which was really funny.
Yeah, it's very
Funny
confusing.
Very funny for her. No, it was she dressed ratty, like she just didn't care when she came to school. Do you remember which one she was? I
don't know.
Either
I don't think I ever had her, to be honest.
Either
I
way,
don't think I did either.
in that class, everybody, I had this, go always close. You have to go over, you sit on the stool up straight, and you're like, so you have to read the story. I don't know if I still have the story. I might have the story somewhere. I'm not sure.
That'd be impressive if you did. I don't have
yeah.
shit from high school, pretty much.
But I was telling that story, and then I was like, I got to the part where I was like, my best friend, and we were jumping around, got under my hand, and I stepped on him, and everybody was like, "What?"
Yeah, I remember you told me that, and it's just like everybody busted out laughing. I think there was one time it was actually in freshman year when it was Armbruster and oh god, yeah, because it was split between lit and economics. Remember, because it was like that core class or whatever, and we had to tell a story. I don't remember what the fucking story was about, but I think there was one time where like I was telling the story and my voice cracked, and like everybody lost it, and I'm just like up there, I'm like, fuck, I can't hide that one.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it was pretty funny the way I said it, but it was still like, oh.
I think my only good story for like telling a story in front of a class in high school was senior year Miss Hill's lit class. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember her fucking name. I made everyone in the room so fucking sad. And there was some girl in the class that actually like started tearing up and like crying a little.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
I don't remember what the subject matter for the like assignment was supposed to be, but we were supposed to give like some heartfelt story, like really well written, something personal to us, something like that, and like give it as a speech to the class. And I decided to be a piece of shit and make up some like totally blown out of proportion story about my dad.
Oh fuck. But at that point though, it could be true.
A lot of it was true.
Like,
I mean, well, so technically the main points of the details were true. It's just that I added a lot of spicy vocabulary to
I gotcha.
make it a little
more
bit more
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What one of my favorite titles that I've ever been given was from Miss Hill. After every single paper that she graded of mine, she would tell me take out the fluff, and I'd be like, why? And she was like, there's a lot of good details here, but you're adding a lot of fluff that's unnecessary. And I'd be like, but I met the word count, didn't I?
Boom.
And it makes for a decent story.
Well, so at the end of the year, she said that I'm one of the greatest. Here's what she said: one of the greatest bullshit artists.
Yeah.
That she's ever had in her class, and I was like, I'll take that. Anyway, so I wrote up this paper that was talking about what a piece of shit my dad was, whatever. Most of the details were, all the details were true, but a lot of, fluff and, spicy vocabulary, things like that, whatever. Spicy. And
Spicy meatball.
spicy. I started giving the speech, and like I started like fake tearing up. Like I was trying
Oh,
so
shit.
hard not to laugh.
Oh,
I
fuck.
was like choking back laughter to the point that my eyes were watering, and so it looked like I was crying.
Damn. That's
And,
good,
like,
man.
And like I stopped in the middle of it at one point and like slammed my hand on the podium and did this number. And like trying not to laugh, but I looked up and I saw like everyone was like just listening.
Into it, yeah.
Nice.
And like
Just
there
in it.
was there was I don't remember who it I see her fucking face. Some girl that we graduated with. I can't remember her name. Some shorter, skinnier white girl. I don't. That was like F4 class. I know.
That was it. That was quite a few.
I don't
people.
remember her fucking name though, but I remember like after I did that, I was like only halfway through, and I looked up and like I was like, not quite that dramatically,
Well,
but
yeah.
you know. And
Still good
I
though.
looked up and I saw her sitting there like I was like, I gotta keep going.
I'm on a roll here.
And
Finish
I
strong.
I was like, I got through the story and like parts of it I would like kind of choke out because I was still just refraining from laughing so hard. And when I finished the paper, dude, I stopped and like I had my elbows on the fucking podium and I was doing this. I was like trying so hard not to laugh, but I heard her crying, and I looked up, and
Which I
just
feel
started
like
laughing.
so that'd
lost
make it so much harder to not laugh.
Miss Hill was
So rude.
like, even Miss Hill was sitting at her desk looking at me like in horror, like, oh my god. And dude, I looked up and I went, and everyone looked at me like, what? And I was like, that was a good story, huh, guys? They're like, what? And I was like, that's all true, but fuck my dad.
But fuck my dad. And it's just like
I was
that's
like,
it.
I don't give a shit about that stuff, man.
Damn.
They're like, someone asked me about it later. They're like, weren't you crying in the middle of that? What do you mean you don't give a fuck? I was like, I was choking back laughter, dude.
Like you have no fucking idea.
Yeah, like don't even.
Fuck, dude.
Miss Hill gave me a 99 on that paper and the speech for the whole project.
Nice.
She took me off a point for falsifying emotions.
Well, it's technically you. I mean, if you think
And
about it,
I tried to argue with her about it, and she was like, no, you made all of us feel like shit. And I was like,
you're like,
I'll
all right.
take the 99.
At that point, you're like, all right, fair. But at the same time, too, like you weren't like pretending to cry. It was just you were trying not to laugh, and everybody took that as you were trying not to cry.
Well,
but I see her point too.
I did purposely play off the choking back laughter like I was crying. I'm
of
a
course,
piece of shit.
Of course. But that's the best thing about improv.
It was too funny of an opportunity to pass up, man.
It's the best part about fucking improv, dude.
I like it.
I remember there a couple times because I had Miss Hill twice. I don't remember who I had. I think it was junior year. I don't remember who I had, but sophomore and senior year, I ended up having Miss Hill. And at one portion, I think, or no, it was junior year, because whoever the main teacher was for that, like I think at the time was pregnant or something. So we had a long-term sub, and the long-term sub, she was really nice. Like I really liked her. She was such a nice person, but I don't know if she was new to like teaching high school or what, but like I had so many of those people in the class that were like, you know, all the jocks and the assholes. Like, remember Cody Moore? Do you remember that motherfucker?
Cody
yeah,
Moore, I
had people like him in that class, and it got so bad where they were just constantly berating her that one day she actually started to cry. She had to leave the class because she started to cry. I'm like, you guys are fucking shit. Like,
dude, I can't imagine being shitty to a sub, man. Like,
seriously, like it was so fucked.
Like, they don't even know you, fucking kids.
No.
Like, they're literally just there basically to babysit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let me tell you a story from my wife. So Abby, she was at she used to be a teacher when she was going to school, and we met to be a teacher, and then she was like, "Fuck that shit." And
yeah, rightfully so. Fuck kids. Like, let's be real. Let's be real.
Fuck kids.
She went to. I feel horrible that she had to go through this. So she was subbing at a fucking Lotho school, low Thornton,
Shit.
and
Jeez.
a shitty ghetto place. And
Yeah.
Nice.
this is the place
Thornton's
where
not
the no, it's not. South Lotho is okay. Or no, reverse that. South Lotho is like get the fuck out.
Yeah,
North, I'm not.
that's where you
you're
go
not
to
so bad
die.
kid.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So Abby, she was teaching down there just as a sub, just as a sub. Everybody takes full advantage of her. This one kid, like she subbed for middle schoolers. This was like 4th or 5th grade. This kid throws a tantrum, picks up a chair, and hucks it across the room.
How do you respond to something like that, though? Like,
I don't know.
I feel
And then
like
this is
whatever
what
she
happened.
did is probably the best way to handle that
She was
situation.
just like, I don't even fucking know. And
Like,
then
get out.
Then she was telling me she had to call the counselors down and whatnot, and they're like, "Oh, it's okay, honey, it's okay. Do you want a snack? You want to sit down? You want to go over here?" They were just coddling the
absolutely
bitch,
not.
Do you want
coddling the bitch.
you want to take a minute and cool down a little bit?
Yeah, he threw a tantrum and
dude.
Like,
got rewarded for it.
Nah,
Got
dude,
fucking rewarded.
Nah.
I could never be a teacher, dude. If I was
Same.
if I was in a classroom and some kid just started screaming and throwing a chair across the room, it would be immediately go pick that shit up and sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. For me,
We
it's
all learn geometry today, bitch.
honestly
yeah.
like some kid
Oh,
throws a
dude.
chair, be like, "All right, get out of my class. Go to the,
Oh,
go
yeah.
to. I will personally have someone
Mhm.
escort you to the principal's office,
No,
and I
no,
do
no,
not
not
want to
even
see
that.
your face
I
back
will
here.
escort your ass right out of here myself, motherfucker.
Well, here-
I will drag you out here by the seat of your fucking pants, kicking and screaming, bitch.
See, the only reason I won't do that, because I thought about it when I said it,
Oh,
is
man.
because then I'm leaving the class unattended, and God knows what they're gonna do while I'm gone.
Oh, no,
If
that's-
one
that's
kid's
grab
throwing a fucking chair,
Oh.
like I'm not gonna
Grab
come
the
back
kid
to
and bring
shit
him up
thrown
front and sit
everywhere.
him down and
Oh, that
call the
reminds
fucking
me.
front office and be like, get someone the fuck down here. And
Yeah,
then hang
for-
up and then
for
be
e-
like, you sit right the fuck there and you close your goddamn whore mouth.
For every 5
yeah.
seconds somebody is not here to get this kid,
Oh yeah.
the class will take turns roasting him.
Oh,
build their self-esteem
Hey,
quick.
All right, class,
What's
today's
up?
lesson. Anybody got anything funny to say about little Timmy over here?
Oh my god.
But
There
that
was-
reminds me also though.
Timmy,
Oh,
what's his bad? Ah, come on, Johnny, you can do better than that.
Fuck.
Anyways, the getting mad at kids reminds me. Did I tell you guys a story how I threatened a child to break his arm?
Probably not,
Corey,
but
you are a
I've.
grown adult man. What are you doing?
Hey, to be fair, I mean,
Corey, you're
granted, this
bigger
was.
than both of us. Come on.
This was back
Granted-
in high school.
I would say, this was
Oh,
around
this was in high school?
maybe the
This was
same
in high
time.
school.
Okay.
See, I have
That
something
makes it
similar to
better.
that. I've done the same thing, maybe a little earlier than
dude,
high
yeah.
school, but I've done the same
Oh
thing.
yeah. Okay, so do you guys remember when I used to work at Bouncy Bear for I can't remember his name. I worked with Johnny before he went to prison.
Hey, that's a
Um,
whole other fucking thing.
It is a whole other thing. It is a whole other thing.
I think I
We'll get
vaguely
into
remember
that.
that. Yeah, this
Yeah.
would be a good segue. I think I vaguely remember that.
But I worked with this is when Riley worked at the shop, and Riley and I were at one point like acquaintances, and now he's just like fuck you, and I'm like, all right, fuck you too, bud.
Yeah,
Anyway, guess when
Declan's cooler.
Declan is hands down the better brother. Anyway,
Dude, Riley
Um,
looks like Jesus Christ these days. Have you seen him?
Yeah, it's
I haven't
fucking
seen him in
nuts.
a minute.
Well,
But
dude,
he-
so I'm still friends with him on Facebook, and like, dude, he's got the full mane, dude. He
Oh, he
looks
went
like he is
full
just
Boulder.
trying to look like Jesus.
So it's
Oh, man.
similar to
Oh,
Wesley's
no.
look then, because Wesley looks kind of the same way.
Wesley?
yeah, they're
Yeah, he grew his hair out.
they're both pulling out the full
Oh
on
my
fucking lion's
God.
mane, the beard, the whole deal.
But hey, Wesley
big.
makes it
Anyways.
work though, because he's a good-looking dude. Like, let's be real.
Wesley can definitely do
Anyway,
it.
the time
Anyways,
Corey
Yeah.
almost beat up a kid.
Yeah, there you go.
back to the child abuse by Corey. So,
Back
Maybe
to-
don't word it that way.
back to
Hey, I'll be right
the
back.
Oh my god.
God. So anyways,
Did
that's
you
what
like
I
how he
was-
disappears into nothingness?
Wait, I can do that too. Hang on. Hang on.
Oh yeah, with the fucking backgrounds.
Yeah, hang on.
Do you have the same thing, Corey?
Yeah.
What program do you use?
This is just the same thing with this is just with
I would say that there was nothing there, Corey. It just looked like you.
I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button.
Nice.
I'm an idiot. I swear to God. Anyways.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I keep getting fucking
Anywho.
distracted. Anyway.
Anywho, so it didn't change the background. That's fine. So anyway, what happened? I was at a long day. I think it was for Fortin Fest or something like that. We were in Wolfo once more, but Bouncy Bear. We had to set up all the giant inflatables, right? Expecting, like it was child abuse to us because he just used children's labor and paid us dirt.
Yeah, that's kind of how that works.
For all that we did. But anyways, so what happened? I was stationed, and obviously I'm a fucking diabetic. I get low and I get cranky when I am pushed far. Yeah. I have a limit too. As much as it doesn't seem like it, I have a limit too. And so you know those giant balls that you can get into, the giant inflatable ones, and you get pushed around.
Yeah, I've never done it, but it sounds fun as shit.
I did that once. I have a bad story about that.
Well, I'll do that next. But so what happened is I had to man that station. Usually we just set up and leave, but they had me have to stay and set it up by myself. And I was like, cool bitches.
Great.
All of you. And so I was in front of it, manning it. I, of course, like people up the fucking wazoo are lined up because they're like, oh, we can't go around and roll in a ball.
Yeah.
Like, what's the big, like what? Cool, whatever. You want to do it, fine. So then what happened? I was manning it. I had to run the fucking children back and forth because one kid, he would like, there's a wire fence to the right of us, and then you go too far, the kid can just like roll down a hill. So I had to be on time, running back and forth, like get over here, go over there, type thing, make sure there. So I'm running for hours back and forth running the station. No one's helping me at all. Fuck. Cranky ass parents, what the fuck haven't I got this? My kid get in line yet? And I was like, bro, I'm just one person. What, like, fuck you. And there's this one kid. He was
always
probably, there's always one. He's probably like a 5th grader, 6th grader, maybe older. Tiny, fucking tiny little bitch. Had a broken arm, left cast, full cast. And he's running around, smacks my ass and runs off. And I was like, you motherfucker.
No, that's not cool.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna fly.
I'm gonna not freak out because I am representing this business at this moment. That is not my own. So then I let it slide. And I was like, dude, you can't do that. And then I let he brings his little brother, gets him inside, smacks my ass, runs off again. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Where are your fucking parents?
Are you fucking kidding me? And then he comes back, tries to do it again. And I was like, where the fuck are your parents? Get them over here right fucking now. He was like, you can't tell me what to do. Runs off. And I was like, okay, that's it. Okay.
I'd be so fucking mad.
Oh, dude, I was holding it in for that point. I was holding it in till round 5. I'm winded. I'm exhausted. I come back, or I go down and back with another ball, fucking kid in the ball. And I'm coming back. He comes over and smacks me in the ass as hard as he could. I turn around instantly, about to grab him. He trips and like stumbles, and I, in his face, was like, get the fuck out of here before I break your fucking arm, you little bitch. Go. And the kid like
yeah, damn.
Fear in a child's eyes as much as I put in that kid.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I didn't see the rest of the night. We're good.
Yeah. And apparently, and like clearly, you didn't have an angry parent come and talk to you about it. So hey, win-win.
Yeah.
No, dude, $100 says that kid went back to his parents and was just like very quiet and reserved. And he was just like, hey, mom and dad, I'm ready to go home. And mom's like, what's wrong? Are you okay? No, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Let's just go home. I'm done here. I've had my fun. I want to go home. I just want to go home.
He just like he kind of glances over in the same direction as Corey, and Corey just immediately turns around, like ready to kill him. He just starts crying.
Corey's got the like anime menacing aura around
him. I got my goddamn lightsaber.
Oh shit.
I have never seen fear inflicted into a child's eyes that much, and it was priceless.
Hell yeah.
I'll forever remember that.
Nice.
Because I was so fed up with that kid.
Well, that's
So
not
fed up.
okay to begin with. Like, you don't just go
No,
around slapping people's asses.
Because a parent, like from the back, came up to me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hear this," and he was like, "Fucking, what the fuck's wrong with the kid?" And he, like, everybody there was like, I probably would have handled it the same.
Yeah, like you get a pass. That was fair.
There was a time a couple of years ago I almost accidentally decked a kid.
Wait, how do you almost accidentally deck a kid?
Hear me out. This one, so this was not really anyone's fault. It wasn't the kid's fault. It wasn't my fault. So basically, what happened was this was while I was still working on the ship, right?
Okay.
It was a Saturday morning. I had just spent the night in a hotel with some of my buddies. We were, partying, whatever. I was very hungover. I went to the local grocery store to grab myself some like Gatorades and food and whatnot to try and not be so hungover.
Yeah.
And I was walking out with my fucking stuff, and there was a Girl Scout stand out front, and I
Nice.
was just like one track tunnel vision, like get the Gatorade, get the food, get in the car, go back to the hotel, try to survive the day.
Yeah.
And I was walking out, and this, I don't know, maybe 10-year-old little boy runs up to me and stands directly in front of me, and he goes, Mister, would you like to buy some cookies?" And starts giving me the whole spiel, and I was like, "No, I'm sorry, not interested." Like I was being polite. I was like, "I'm sorry, no, I'm not interested, whatever."
Yeah.
And I started walking away, and this kid didn't take no for an answer.
Oh boy.
So when I go out, I like to dress a little nice, right? And I was wearing my rather expensive watch at the time.
Nice.
There you go.
This kid, being not even quite half my height, ran after me, and to stop me, grabbed me by the wrist, and
yeah.
I wasn't ready for this.
Nobody would be, really.
I was full, like I said, like one track fucking tunnel vision. Like
Yep.
I was in like pure fight for your life mode at that point.
Yeah, like I will kill you.
Well, I was in fight for my life mode from the moment I woke up.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's fair.
And I'm very protective of my things, and Virginia is not a safe place by any
God,
fucking
no.
means.
From all
And
the stories you've told me, fuck no.
Yeah, no, dude, this place is not fucking safe. And so when I felt a hand grabbing me by the wristwatch, my first instinct, so I had it on my left hand, and he grabbed me by the left hand. My first instinct was, there is a man behind me trying to steal my watch. I didn't raise my hands or anything, but I turned around full intention of decking a full-grown man. And when I turned around and realized there was no one there, and I looked down and saw the kid grabbing me by the wrist, I was like,
okay.
I need to leave.
Oh my kid. Yeah.
I was like at no point did I raise my hands or anything, but I turned around quick as fuck, like, who the fuck is grabbing my wristwatch? I was like,
shit, man.
Like I was full fucking like, who the hell?
Oh god.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my
But like I turned around, he was like, Mister, please buy some cookies. I was like I like ripped my arm away from him. I was like,
get away.
I'm sorry, dog. It ain't happening today, man. like at that point, like blood was pumping. And I was like that one interaction had the adrenaline. I really thought someone was coming out to steal my watch.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Like,
not having it.
I've almost been fucking mugged in Virginia a bunch of fucking times, and like having someone's hand just grab me by my expensive ass watch, I was like, I thought I was losing it, and so I was like,
no.
Yeah,
the blood was pumping, adrenaline was going. As soon as the kid was like, "Can you please buy some cookies?" I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And I sat in my car for like 10 minutes, just like decompressing. I was like, I almost just hit a kid over a watch.
Oh shit, man.
Imagine had you hit him. What funny story.
Oh no!
I honestly don't know if he'd
like,
be here to tell us the story if that was the case.
I'd be in jail. Well, so like, had I even raised my hand, I wouldn't be telling this story, because like I'm not an aggressive person. I don't. If that was the situation, I would have never fucking gone into that. But it was just like a quick reaction of who's touching me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
completely
Like
fair.
I told the
I
kid
totally get
no,
that.
I was not quiet about it. I was like, no, I'm sorry, not today, maybe another time. Then I walked away, and then I felt the hand on my wrist, and I was like, who the fuck?
Yeah. Shit, it's
I shook my
crazy
head so
stuff,
hard, I
man.
knocked my
Okay,
headset
yeah.
up a little there.
Oh fuck. Well, going back to the
Yeah.
the whole Johnny thing. Like
We get into
that's.
that.
I mean, we don't have to get into it, but like,
Oh my god.
let's put
I feel
it
like
this way.
anyone that
Let's put-
anyone that watches our fucking show knows about this
I
by
was
now.
gonna say let's put it this way. If you don't know what we're talking about, go and search Johnny Aiken, and you'll probably get the story.
You probably.
For all the people that do know the story, if you know us, then you most likely knew Johnny in high school. If you don't know us but know the story, yeah, we fucking knew Johnny in high school. So
Do either of you guys have any hard feelings regarding that story?
No,
I don't.
Johnny was one of my best friends in high school for a couple
Yeah, I
of
Which
remember.
years.
that's a weird.
Yeah, I
thought.
remember
But-
Corey. While you and I were working out together, he worked out with us quite a few times.
Yeah. We did that. Yeah, because then Johnny.
Yeah, it's
all the
kind of
time.
funny, like thinking about the story. Like when I'm talking to people that didn't really know him that well, I'm like,
Yeah.
I used to work out with that guy, and then he stabbed a girl.
It's just
A
say
bunch
just
of
like that, and it's like, fuck.
Like, this is funny.
You want to hear a crazy ass story? Yeah, I used to work out with a guy in high school. Oh, that's not so crazy. Oh, well, then he stabbed his girlfriend a bunch of
Yep.
times. What?
Yep.
Well, that's
and then hauled her body to a different state. to
Yeah.
say bye to his parents, and then turned
Oh,
himself
dude,
in.
what a fucking
Like, what
shit
kind
show.
of-
that was. Hey, I guess at least he turned himself in, so there's that.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
remember the day.
I've
What's funny-
thought about. You go ahead, Corey.
A week or two before that, when Abby and I were dating, right? So this is when
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
we were dating, before we were married, and we bumped into Johnny at Chipotle, and he was like, "Hey man, we're gonna connect," and I was like, "Yeah, this is my girlfriend Abby," so on and so forth. Didn't hear from him then. The next time I heard from him was a month later when Jakeb sent me the story. What? I was like, why the fuck are you sending me like a killer? And then
Yeah,
I was
like-
Johnny, and I was like, I don't know. And then I saw Aiken, and I didn't put two and two together until I clicked on it, and I saw.
And you
face,
saw
I
his
was like,
fucking picture, and you're like, "Oh
What?
shit!"
Oh no.
Dude,
my best friend killed it. Okay.
Damn.
that is like
Anywho.
right around that time I heard from him, and it's like, "Hey man, I need some help. Can't really get into it. Shit's going down. What do you say?" And then you see that, and it's like,
Oh.
no, no, I don't know.
No.
But yeah, that's fucking
That
going
was a
back.
goofy situation.
Going back to I mean, this is like super backtracking, but back to the like having substitute teachers and stuff. There was one time when I was in sign language, it was ASL 2 when there were like 8 of us in the class. There was one day we did have a sub, and we did kind of fuck with her. But we were those in that class because our teacher was deaf. We were that class that like we caused mischief, but we still did our work. So like,
There you go.
and by that I mean she's up front teaching, we're listening, we're paying attention, comprehending, doing all the things we have to do, but at the same time I'm blasting music out of the headphones I have around my neck for everybody else to listen to, and everybody was cool with it. So just
There
shit
you
like
go.
that. But there was one day we had a sub, and it was just a normal sub, like she was hearing, she could talk well, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Travis came into the class at one point,
Travis.
and we convinced her that not only was he a part of the class, but he was a foreign exchange student named Pablo. I don't know. Maybe she just was like humoring us with that part, but she like made it
man.
seem like she totally fucking believed us. And we played a game. I don't remember what the game is called, but it's like a murder game where one person gets sent out in the hall, they're the detective, and then one person gets chosen to be the killer, and they have to like sign like you die, and if you get killed, then you fall over dead, and the pretty simple how the game works. And I'm sitting next to Travis, and you know the desks we had in high school. Like, you know, they're not great desks. I'm sitting next to him. There was kind of a decent amount of space in between us, and he gets killed. And not even shitting you, he just like sits there and rolls out of his chair, like makes no attempt to stop himself from hitting the floor. Nothing, just rolls out and lands on the floor.
That sounds like Travis.
Dude, it was so fucking funny.
I gotta say, Travis's commitment to the bit on a lot of jokes was unparalleled.
Oh, dude, it was great.
I was trying classes with you guys more, so I could actually like experience some of these things.
Oh yeah, dude. Speaking of having classes with you, do you remember back in fucking middle school when it was science and we sat in the back of the classroom and we would set up it was the action figures. It was like a shelf above us, and we used a binder to like, we would slide it and it would hit something and we'd shoot it up and try and hit the fucking action figures.
I still have the minifigure too when we did it with Legos.
Yeah.
I still have the minifigure.
And that is a memory that was deep, like locked deep down, that just came up when you fucking said that. Like, I have not thought about that in years. Yeah.
This is the minifigure too.
Yeah.
You can't tell very well, but there's an indent mark from when we smashed into it. Like, dude, I know this is what
the fact that we got that to work is still appalling. Like, I have no idea how we did it, but it worked. See, I miss the experience.
It's been 7.5 years.
We're coming up on our fucking 10-year high school reunion. Like, that's not
Well, yeah,
it's
dude,
not
we're
far.
7.5 years out.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, coming up this December, I will have been out of school, out of college, like graduated with my bachelor's for 3 years.
Damn son.
That's a fucking scary thought. Like, shit, dude.
See, I didn't do the whole bachelor bullshit. I just wanted to go to school to learn about cars. And I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean, I went to school for video production, and you know, look where I'm at right now. I'm working as a fucking guest relations clerk at the city of Westminster. So like, I feel like I kind of wasted my money on that one. Granted, there are other people who are like, that was the best decision ever. Like,
I was planning on being a fucking music director for high schools, and January is going to be 4 years in the goddamn United States Navy for me.
There you go.
There you go, buddy.
Fuck, man. Crazy shit.
It never sticks.
Well, I remember you were when we went to NJC, you were going for fire science, but you weren't allowed in the class because of the accident you had that summer.
Yeah, that was one of those things that given that firefighting is a government job similar to being military or police or what have you, you have to be for those kinds of jobs, you have to be in like perfect physical health.
Yep.
And so after my accident, I reached out to the director of firefighting at NJC, and I was like, hey, by the way, I was just dead for like 5 minutes, and I got like a bunch of broken shit. And they were like, not this year. Yeah, not this year.
Does Corey know that story?
No.
About the time that Jakeb almost died?
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude.
Me.
Dude, Corey. Corey, 2 weeks after high school, I fucking hate this story. I don't like reliving this.
If you want to cut it out, we can totally cut it out. Like, that's up to
cool.
you.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I've told the story 1,000 times. It's similar to getting shot or stabbed for me at this point.
Which that'll be another story we have to cover because we didn't do it last time. If you're cool.
Corey, I've had a lot of shit happen. Since
I know when I haven't seen you in like years, you walk in the florist and you were like, "Yeah, I got shot in the knee." I was like, "The fuck."
Well, I didn't really mean to bring it up. We were just shooting the shit, and then I told you I was in the Navy, and then you were like, "Well, what's the plan?" I was like, "Oh, I'm getting out soon medically," and you're like, "Oh, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, I got shot." And you're like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, so the way I found out about that too, because it was the day that we found out that Anthony's remains had been found. And I had called you about it, you didn't answer at first. I was like, okay, cool, like we'll talk later. And you called me back, and we were talking about that, and you were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I got shot." And I was like moments away from walking into a wedding. I was like, "We can't cover this right now." Like, dude, so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nah,
the
so Corey,
first time you almost died.
yeah, so Corey, 2 weeks after high school, literally 2 weeks after graduation. You know, me and Daniel and the boys, we would go out
Oh,
longboarding
I
and shit all
know,
the time?
boys. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know where Nick lives, yeah? On
Yeah, I
that
know
hill?
Nick is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
don't tell me.
yeah, I ate shit at the bottom of that hill at about 45 miles an hour.
I'll do it. Oh
I,
my god.
shit. Can't do this so well with that. So I cracked my skull, here.
Oh, dude.
There's a little pinkish bit around here. And
Yeah.
those connected to the back of my skull, another fracture back here. Uh,
Shit.
broke the fuck out of this shoulder. Fucked up
There
both
you
my
go.
ankles. My hands are nothing but scar tissue.
Shit.
I believe it.
I was in the ICU for 3 days.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Jacob.
obviously Daniel was with me. We were over in that area because we were planning on going hanging out with Nick, but Nick was doing something else. He wasn't ready to hang out yet, but Daniel and I were in the area, so we were like, hey, we got our boards. Let's just board down Nick's hill really quick, walk back up, and then maybe Nick will be ready, right? Yeah, no, I died at the bottom of the hill. And obviously fucking dumbass high school me not wearing a fucking helmet.
I mean, yeah.
Daniel ran back up the hill, got Nick. Nick came and picked me up. Went to the hospital. Fucking last thing I remember before the lights turned out. I was in the park, or like on the way to the hospital. I was on the phone with my granddad. My mom and my grandmother were visiting family in Nashville at the time.
Okay.
And so it was just like my granddad at home. So I called him, and it was probably just the pure shock and adrenaline. But I remember I felt perfectly fine initially. But
Definitely,
I was,
definitely
gushing
shock
blood,
and adrenaline.
gushing
Yeah.
blood out of everywhere.
All the adrenaline's keeping you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone with my granddad, and I was like, "Hey, granddad, I was with my friends. We were longboarding. Fucking, I ate shit. We're on our way to the hospital right now. St. Anthony's over by the orchard."
Yep.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hate that hospital.
Yeah, dude, fuck that place.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he was like, he was cool about it. He was like, "Okay, cool. I'll come meet you there. Whatever." I called my mom like as we were pulling into the parking lot, and like that was the point. Like the adrenaline was starting to wear off. I started getting all dizzy
Yeah.
and shit, and like I was on the phone with my mom, and I was like, "Hey, mom, I'm at the hospital. Here's what happened," and she started freaking the fuck out immediately.
Oh yeah, naturally.
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
your mom would do that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
any mom would do that though. Like, let's be honest.
But
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
fucking. Yeah, mom was like, "I'm catching the next flight out," and I was like, I was still like, no, it's all good. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna get checked out, get some bandages. I'll be fine. And she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my god!" And she got the next flight out, and she was there the next day.
Mhm.
But I remember I woke up like, I feel like it was like 18 or 20 hours later.
Yeah, that sounds about
I
right.
remember we walked in, and the last thing I remember before it went black was me face planting on the front desk in the ER,
Oh, fuck.
blood spraying across the desk,
Okay.
and the nurse standing up and going, "Fuck."
yeah. I mean, oh, dude. Given all the other fucking damage you had at that point, like you just add that onto it, and it just seals the deal.
Yeah,
Which is also kind of fucked up to laugh at, but that, like, just hearing you put it that way is kind of funny.
yeah. But then,
Oh my God.
yeah, I remember I woke up fucking 18 or 20 hours later, whatever, and I was still dating Lauren at the time.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, Lauren, both of her parents, and my granddad were there. Lauren was sitting in the corner fucking crying, like losing her mind,
I
crying.
see
I
that.
could see that, yeah.
And her parents were
Yeah.
trying to console her, and my granddad was sitting there with his glasses on, reading the paper and drinking his coffee
Yeah.
like it was any other day. And I got nothing but respect for that.
Honestly, the only thing that could make it better is if, like, as soon as you wake up, you're just like, what? He just looks over, just like puts his fucking paper down and just goes, dumbass. And it just goes back. Because your grandpa
dude,
would
I
do
look-
some shit like that.
I looked up and like I looked at them and like no one had realized that I was awake yet, and like I looked at Lauren and I was like, "What the hell is she doing here? Who told her?" Because I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't call her. I'm a bad boyfriend.
Well, I mean,
I guess I think I remember my mom got in contact with her mom, and they all came down.
yeah, that sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't tell her. But yeah, I remember I looked at her and I was like, "What the hell are they doing here?" And I looked at Grandpa and I was like, "Oh, he's still here." And I looked over and I saw the doctor looking over my fucking like MRIs, X-rays, the whole deal that they did
Yeah.
while I was completely unconscious.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I was like, "How long have I been here?" And the fucking the doctor that was like looking over my chart was the neurologist. He was my
Oh.
neurologist that had been in the field for like 50 plus fucking years.
Oh, damn.
Like he was very experienced, and he like when I said how long have I been here, he dropped the fucking chart and looked at me in horror and went, "How are you alive?" And that was the first words I heard when I woke up.
Nice. Like
I was
that.
like,
Welcoming.
that's
Welcome
good to hear.
back.
So anyone gonna answer my question? Lauren lost her mind. She got up screaming and crying, hugging me, and I was like, "Get off me! Everything hurts."
Yeah, like don't
And
fucking touch me. Like I'm broken.
yeah, and my grandpa like he set the newspaper down. And he was like, "Hey, hey, sleepyhead!" And I was like, "What's
Yeah.
up, old man?" And I was like, "How long have you been here?" And I was like, "Oh, I've been here since pretty much since you've been here. I came over right after you called. I've just been here." And I was like, "Just been sitting there. You're old as shit. Why didn't you go get some sleep?" And he was like, "Well, you're kind of laying there looking like you're dead." And I was like,
Good point.
"Yeah, that's fair."
That's
It's like,
funny.
"Well, I'm not dead. Go get some rest, man."
Yeah, seriously.
But
Okay, hold on.
yeah, Corey, that's my longboarding story. That was 2 weeks after I graduated high school.
Thank God you're still here, man. Because fuck.
Yeah, since then I've been shot twice and stabbed.
Here you go. So
Life's cool, bro. Life's cool, bro. I'll tell the one that's not too interesting because it's shorter. Basically,
Fair.
I was at a party. Some dudes were shooting beer cans in the backyard of the 22.
There you go. Well, I said it was 22.
Yeah, they were shooting off the roof, and they had like beer cans lined up against the fence in the backyard, and they were shooting them. And I was walking out, and the cooler was out there. And as I was walking out, I was like, "Hey, dickheads, don't shoot me!" And as I stepped out and fucking bent down to grab a beer out of the cooler, one of them shot me directly in the ass.
God damn it, dude.
And so,
Not cool.
with the bullet still in my ass, climbed up the ladder onto the roof and threw him off the roof and grabbed the gun from him. And then went into the kitchen, grabbed pliers, fucking pulled the bullet out, put a band-aid on it, and called it a day.
Nice.
I mean,
I was too drunk to deal with it, man. There was no way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
fuck, dude.
Probably help with the pain.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah,
that is
I mean,
true.
it didn't feel too much except for the following like week after. Couldn't really sit down too well.
Yeah. Oh, I believe
True.
it.
True.
It's okay. I'm gonna get a tattoo of Bowser from Super Mario Bros. 2 over the scar.
Nice.
I like it. I like it. I mean, you should do the bullet though, because it's
just get a tattoo of like a bullet hole right on the scar.
So for the one that's on my leg, since it was entry and exit, I'm gonna do like the comic book style like explosion with the pow and the bang.
Nice. That'll be
I
sick.
feel like that's pretty funny.
Oh, that's great. I like it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I still want to get more tattoos, but
babe,
I need more.
Yeah,
I always need more.
Well, it's fun to see. Well, what do you guys have at the moment? Because Abby and I only have our wedding one.
Got the Denver City skyline with the mountains in the back. Columbine flower, Daisy, Borderlands, Doom. I have the Escanor tattoo on my back between my shoulders.
I like it.
Right, obviously right at the spot.
And it's on the back of my calf, a cow skull with a bunch of flowers growing out of it.
Nice. I mean, you've seen mine. I'm not gonna go through the effort to try and show all of them. I mean, I have this. Obviously, it's supposed to be a 9 for Ice 9 kills.
Yep.
And then I have the Mandalorian symbol with Boba Fett inside of the symbol on
like it.
the left side
I
of
have
my
seen that one.
leg.
That one's dope.
And then I
Yeah.
have the Deadpool tattoo on my left calf. That's all I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
currently. But
I like it.
I have plenty of other ideas. I just
Oh yeah.
need the money, and I need to go and be like, hey, let's do this. So
Yeah, it's just doing it and saving up for it.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm saving up currently for a fullback.
Ooh, that'll be dope.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I'm going for a
Crazy.
Yakuza style, but since I'm
Nice.
Year of the Ox, I'm going for it's basically going to be like a big ox head. Since I already have the Escanor tattoo in the middle, it's going to be like the lion's head, like on the forehead of the ox, the horns kind of going out onto my shoulders, and then like a bunch of
Nice.
flowers and whatever other shit around it.
Nice.
Nice, man.
That's dope.
Oh, yeah. Abby wants to get a full sleeve, I think, on her left arm of flowers.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Different
Nice.
flowers and different kinds of things like that. She is a florist, after all, as am
Oh,
I.
yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, I'm a florist. I'm on that dope shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
But what I want to get is a crucible cross on my left arm.
Oh, I remember you
Nice.
telling
The
me.
Ephesians.
I remember you
with
telling me
the-
about
with
that.
the, with the Ephesians, the book of Ephesians on it. That would be cool.
Very nice.
Kind of like, you remember the the similar cross in Dante's Inferno?
Yeah.
I only
Similar
briefly
to
played that
that.
game, but
Mhm.
very nice.
Similar to that cross with the red and so on and so forth. But I think
It
that
is
would
an
be
excellent game, Jacob. You should check it out at some point.
For sure.
Mhm.
I've
that
briefly
one's
played
classic.
it, but it was when I was I think it was like middle school, like mid-middle school, because I borrowed it from my stepbrother.
cool. Oh, yeah.
It seemed
I
interesting.
haven't played the game, but I've watched the animated movie on it.
Oh,
and
I
movie
haven't
is
done
excellent.
that either.
It's,
Oh, dude,
it's
the movie's
solid.
better than the game.
I
It's
can
solid.
see it. I
Oh
can
yeah,
see it.
it's good.
Couple. I mean, I have plenty of ideas. Currently, the ones I'm saving up for, on my right, like the inside of my right bicep. My mom, my stepdad, my brother, and my sister all got a similar tattoo. Basically, it's just a bunch of symbols, and it comes out to God is greater than my highs and lows. Like so.
I like it.
Yeah. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
all my sister, I don't remember where she got it. Oh, my brother-in-law got it too. He got it along his arm, like kind of along here.
Okay, yeah.
My mom got it on her ankle. My stepdad and Jaden both got it on one of their biceps. So I'm gonna do that on the inside of my right bicep. And then on the outside of my right bicep, I'm gonna do this. I found this really cool tattoo. It's Stitch. Somebody used it as like a cover because they had like a random bottle, so they used it as like Stitch was holding a bottle. I was like, but I'm gonna take it a step further.
Wait, like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm gonna take it a step further, and it's gonna be that same kind of like Stitch style where he's holding something, but instead of holding a bottle, he's gonna be holding the llama vial from Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
Nice.
hell yeah.
I'm like, that'll be
like
sick.
Yes.
Poison. Yes.
Yep.
Cusco poison.
Eventually, I'm gonna get a Godzilla tattoo. Not really sure what or where yet. And then at some point, once we're able to somewhat nail down the design, I'm gonna get in a similar place as this. It'll be like along here. We're gonna do Anthony's Invictus tattoo. Because we've been able to find a little bit of footage, and Chase has been like drawing stuff up, and like we've been busting our asses trying to find this fucking tattoo. And so once that's done, we're gonna do that as well.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Good shit. What I mean, Corey, would you be cool? I mean, both of you, would you guys be cool if we told the story about how we almost killed you? Like,
we really want to get into that.
I mean,
that story makes me feel bad, man.
If nothing else, we can go through it, and if we decide to cut it out, I can totally cut it out.
I don't care.
That story makes me feel bad, man. I don't know how insulin works.
Oh my god.
We did not learn anything that night. Except
I don't know how insulin works. I don't know. I feel so bad about that, dude. You woke up the next day and you were like, why do my fingers hurt?
Oh my god. Okay, well, let me tell you from my point of view. From what I remember.
I say we can all just take turns of what we remember.
Oh yeah. it's not everybody's point of view because I honestly, I mean, I was gone.
Yeah.
So obviously, we got everybody, all the boys together. We got you. We got we got both the
Still listening,
I
You're good. We got who else do we have? We had
think it was
Riley,
me, you, Jacob,
Riley,
Riley, and Dayton, and Wesley.
Dayton, and then there was one other, Wesley. Yes.
Yeah.
And and Wesley. We got to tell the story about him and I and how we got screeched at by a spider at some point. Damn.
Yep.
But anyways, dude, that spider. Anyway, my point of view, all of us got twisty.
Oh, dude, it was so bad.
And Dayton handed me a full glass. We had a thing that was called the gentleman's chalice, and it was
right.
It was like this big, like this deep, like that big, big around. It was solid.
It was kind of like an actual chalice, like.
And it was a chalice, like actually had it. Yeah, and it was a chalice. And Dayton made me a mixed drink. He handed it to me, and I was already fucked up at that point. And I was like, "Oh, chocolate in this bitch!" I was like, "Oh," in one gulp. Most impressive drink I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
But from that point, I was like, "So what was in it?" I couldn't taste it very much. He was like, "Vodka." I was like, "What else?" He was like, "Air."
Yeah, dude. As soon as you slammed that drink, he had the most horrified look on his face. He was like, "What have I done?"
Oh my god! So from that point, and then later on throughout the night, I had a half a bottle of grape Svedka. To this day, I cannot have anything grape.
I don't even fuck with Svedka.
Day.
Like Svedka's
Dude, honestly, any like overly sugary drinks, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But anything like grape from that point on has just been, I can't. But anyways, the last thing I remember from that night is getting slapped in the face by the both of you trying to keep me awake, sitting in the chair. I woke up the next morning in my underwear upstairs, every single finger in pain and red, holes everywhere. As a diabetic, you have to prick your fingers, so on and so forth, to get your blood sugar. Every finger had holes. I woke up still drunk. I got up, like, where the fuck am I? I opened the door. I'm just in my underwear, hanging. I was like, what the fuck happened? Now tell me what actually happened.
Yeah. I love the fact we're basically just
that's all I remember.
We're just Tarantinoing this bitch. Like, I love it. Do you want to go first? You want me to tell at least like what I remember? Because I mean, it's pretty similar, except we had to deal with different things.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead. Oh man.
These two almost killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, God. So I actually don't remember Wesley and Riley being there.
Yeah, so Riley, I remember.
Riley passed the fuck out. He was gone.
He was already
I do remember Riley being there because he passed out like immediately. He had like 3 drinks and he died on the fucking couch.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what happened to Dayton, but I remember Wesley was helping us because once everything was said and done and we finally got him taken care of and he was upstairs sleeping, I passed out and I think you and Wesley stayed up for like an extra hour or so just chatting.
Yeah,
keep in mind, we were in high school at my parents' home, who are oblivious to all of this.
That was the last time we drank at your house too, I think. I don't think we ever, up until we were of age and we were not like drinking to get drunk. That was the last time we drank at your house.
Yeah.
Continue.
So basically, oh man. Yeah. So, Corey, I'm gonna apologize in advance. I know it's been several years, but you're not gonna like what you hear here.
I'm pretty sure I remember everything that you've already told me. If there's something new, I don't even care. Go ahead. I know I showed you my dick.
So at some point,
that.
We were all standing in the kitchen. We were drinking. We were shooting the shit. We were telling jokes, whatever. And at some point, you stumbled in, and you were already you were stumbling, and you were drunk, and you were like, what you guys doing? And we were like, I think you had just gone to like check on Riley or something, because Riley had already passed out.
Yeah.
And like you came back up and you were like, "What are we doing?" And we were like, "We're drinking." You were like, "Somebody get me a drink." And Dayton was like, "I got you." And he was like, "Here, I made you a mixed drink." And you just
I do remember that. Yeah.
down the whole fucking thing. And
Shotgunned it, yeah.
literally all of us just looked at you in horror.
Because we watched him make it. And we were like, oh shit.
That I do. That,
Yeah,
that I
like
do remember,
we thought. I remember I thought at the time that you had seen him just pour a glass of
No.
vodka. I thought that you saw that, and I thought that you were gonna look at it and either throw it at him or just tell him to fuck himself or something. I don't know. And no, you grabbed it like no hesitation down the whole thing. And all of us were like, what the fuck? And you were good for a little while, and then you started getting a little sloppy and you started falling over and shit. You fell down the stairs that led down the living room area that like, yeah. You fell down those stairs at one point, and like we got up and we were like, that's when we started like slapping you because you were like dead ass incoherent.
Yeah.
And I remember we propped you up on the couch at first. And we were still like we were like shaking you, fucking like wake up. We were like tried putting water in your mouth and shit. And we were like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Full
we were
panic
like,
mode.
Yeah, and then all of us were just like, wait. Whenever someone's too drunk, they sleep it off, right? Fucking retards. And so we were like, let's get him to bed. And we started trying to carry you up to bed. And I remember I had you by the shoulders. I think, Jacob, it was either you or Wesley or both of you had him by the legs.
I can't remember.
Oh, did you guys literally pick me off
We
the ground?
literally picked you up
Yeah.
and carried you to your room.
Yeah, and this
Up
is where I
two
felt
different.
a little bad.
We carried him
This
up
is-
two different flights of stairs, by the way.
Keep in mind,
This is the part where I felt a little bad.
you dropped me.
This was why I apologized in advance, because I don't remember if I ever told you about this part or
No,
not.
you didn't tell me you guys carried me.
No, we carried you. So it started off as us trying to like prop you up on my shoulders, but you were like legs completely limp, like you were not there anymore. And so we were like, okay, we got to carry him. We got you up
Past
the
my
stairs.
bedroom, or past my parents' bedroom.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
so we got you up. We got you up the first like those 4 steps that lead up to like the kitchen area,
Yep.
like from the living room.
Yep.
And we got you up those, and then like we got you to the like the taller staircase that leads up to the bedrooms. And
Yep.
as we got there, I was like, "Hey, I'm losing my grip. Let's set him down for a sec. Let me readjust." And like I readjusted and got a better grip around your shoulders, and we started carrying you. And at some point, my foot slipped on your steps, and I fucking dropped you.
I see. I don't remember that at all.
No, I remember this fucking vividly. I still feel fucking so bad about it. I slipped and like my ass hit the stairs and my arms came out from under your shoulders and you hit the stairs. And the guys that were carrying you just let go. And you slid all the way back down.
We just fucking let him go. Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you slid all the way back down the fucking stairs, like onto the hardwood down below. Not like you hit the ground real hard, but just like you slid down the stairs, and all of us were just like, yeah, all of us were just
Oh my
standing
God.
there like, Jesus fucking Christ. And we picked you back up. We were a lot slower and more careful. We got you up to your room. We got you on your bed, and then like as soon as we got you on your bed, like we knew, you know, not to leave a drunk person laying on their back. They can choke on their vomit, so we had you laying on your side. And then it, like, as we were about to leave, it dawned on us, wait a minute, this motherfucker's diabetic.
Yeah. This is where like really full panic mode went.
Yeah, and then all like, wait, what if he's not just too drunk and it's something to do with his blood sugar? And so that's
It's a valid thought.
Yeah, I feel fucking finger. We got like a little one of the blood things, and we fucking tested it, and it was extremely low, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like we were like, how much insulin do we give him? And we were like going online trying to.
So he was initially low, so we started to feed him like stuff to try and get his blood sugar back
God.
up, and then we tested him again,
Yeah,
and then
and
it
was like
it was
way
high.
Yeah, so that's when we were like,
you didn't
that's
tell
when we
me
started.
that.
Yeah, no, that's also like, yeah, so that's when we start going online, and we were like, wait, how much insulin do we have to
my
give a
God.
person if their blood sugar is this? And like, we got like 50 different fucking answers from the internet, and so we started giving you just like the most minor amounts.
And that's
And
why we
I
tested you so
remember,
much.
I remember we
Oh
talked
my
about it later, and
God.
you basically
Oh
told
my
us,
God.
yeah, like you guys gave me like the like it didn't make any difference at all.
Fuck.
Like it was so
Well, the
little, it
thing
didn't
is-
matter, and I was like,
the
I'm
thing
so
is that-
sorry.
The thing is that you guys didn't tell me is you didn't tell me that I was super low. You fed me. I got super high. You gave me insulin.
I
Well,
thought
so
we
during-
had.
So during this whole process
Oh
of
my
moving you
God.
around and shit, you had like very brief moments of clarity. Like every now and then you would kind of come to talk a little bit and then just kind of like zonk your head back and
Yeah.
go back to being
Yeah.
a fucking corpse.
Oh, that's lovely. That's good.
And so like during one of those moments of fucking clarity, we tested your shit and it was fucking super low, and we got you. I think what was it? Was it like
It was like
what?
Danishes maybe?
Yeah, we got you
It
to
was
take like a
something he
bite of a
had.
Danish or something.
Yeah.
You had like some like pastries or something.
So disappointed. I can see it.
Yeah, you had like some pastries and it was super low. So we were like, "What do we do?" And you were like, "There's some sugar or something." And we were like, "Well, there's some like fucking Danishes or some shit in the kitchen." And you took like one or two bites off of one and then just fucking knocked out on the bed. And then like we tested it again later just because like we wanted to monitor you and it was super high. We were like, "What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?"
Oh shit.
Oh, so bad.
Dude, I still
Oh,
feel so bad
God.
about that, Corey.
Yeah, same.
Well, hang on. You guys didn't tell about the throw up
Oh,
because I
that-
woke up to puke
that's-
all over.
I said
Uh,
I remember that. I can cover that portion.
I think I blocked that from my memory after spending an hour
Because-
sponging your room.
So yeah. So okay. So all the stuff leading up to him just like passing out. I do remember at one point before we started slapping him and like set him up and stuff, like I remember I looked over
Projectile vomit.
and he was like literally dead on the carpet. Like was not moving, nothing. And we're like, "Oh shit." Like that's not good. Leading up to it. It was when we were getting ready to move you upstairs, but it was before we had actually done it. You would I think we had gotten you into the bathroom downstairs and you had puked into the sink. And I remember that one really vividly because I swear to God, I don't remember where it came from, but I swear to God, you threw up a whole fucking piece of celery. Like
I do remember that.
So it was like, okay, cool. At least it's in the sink. It's fine. We, get you carried upstairs after all that shit. And it was before we had set him on his side. We had like finally gotten him onto his bed. And I shit you not, dude, you were laying on your back and out of nowhere, you threw up. Your vomit was so like projectile and it was just so it just came out so quick.
The United States airstrike on Iran if your wall was Iran.
Dude, straight up. You literally sat up and then just spewed all over yourself and the wall.
Oh no.
And I think the reason you probably blocked it from your memory is because I think you and Wesley were cleaning it up while Dayton and I were stripping
an hour and a
him.
half fucking literally sponging Corey's walls.
And I think Dayton and I were the ones that stripped him because he's like he can't wear this clothes
too because his laundry basket was at the bottom of the wall where he had just fucking vomited. So like we took the laundry basket, tossed that shit in the wash, and then started sponging all of his fucking walls and shit.
And then all that fucking everything else transpired. And once we finally got everything under control, we knew he was alive and he was gonna survive. Dayton and I passed out, and I know you and Wesley stayed up a little bit longer and chatted. But
yeah, Wesley and I stayed up. We sat in Corey's room for a bit just to like chat, but also just kind of hang out with him, make sure he didn't just start like convulsing out of nowhere or anything like that.
Well, thanks, guys.
The funniest fucking part about this entire story is after everything that you've heard, and just like there's no way we could have been quiet doing any of that stuff. Your,
Yeah, your
parents,
parents
never
came
woke
out.
up, never came out, nothing.
No, wait, no, Corey, we talked about this at one point after that happened. Weren't they awake the whole time?
Yeah, they said they were awake the whole time. They were just like, eh.
Oh,
I
well,
don't know
fuck.
what's going on, but they're
I
probably
didn't
just
How
know
would
that.
they never come out?
They didn't come out because it's like, I don't know.
Like,
they did.
dude.
My parents are a different breed.
I,
Like, Abby and I,
Oh, dude,
I know for a fact
my mom
that
would have
Abby
been
and I,
losing her
when our
goddamn
kids-
mind.
oh, same.
Oh yeah, like I know for a fact when Abby and I have kids and they're grown and so on and so forth, if they do this shit, like we hear noises, I'm gonna be up in their shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
But save
Like,
being
Yeah,
pissed
for
at them
real.
for the next day.
Breed.
At that point, it's like,
Yeah.
we're just going to take care of this, and then I'll be pissed at you tomorrow. Like,
Yeah,
but yeah, I did not know that.
Dude,
I do
my
know, I
parents are
remember you
different
said
breed.
that the next day you had to explain, like, why you were, stripped and why you had thrown up, because they at least knew about that. And you
Yeah.
told them that it was the
Food
sandwich.
poisoning, because the night
sandwich.
before,
It was like,
yeah,
it must have been a
I was
bad
like,
sandwich
all
or
right,
something.
all right, boys. I got sandwiches up the wazoo. I had like meat stacked like this high.
Oh, dude, it was
for
incredible.
everybody. We like they were super good sandwiches.
They were super
and
good sandwiches.
I remember that, and then I blamed it. I was like, I just had some bad meat.
Yeah. So. Hey.
Hey, what's good, Chase?
Nice. I can tell. I've heard her. All right. Well,
This has been fun.
you shut off my fucking light.
Wait, cheers! Come back with a lightsaber.
Wait, yeah, come back with a lightsaber.
Cheers, come
That's
back
what he's
with a
doing.
lightsaber.
That's what he's doing.
Wait.
He's way ahead of
Wait,
you. Oh, she's pissed about a cookie, apparently. No. That's like banana bread cookie right there.
Yo, banana bread cookies fucking slap.
I'm eating the rest.
I'm mad! It's supposed to be pumpkin!
Why she getting so excited?
Oh shit!
No, she's
Jacob,
mad
you might
about it.
have to take care of your fiance there.
Hold on. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's
Yeah,
dope as
so
hell.
what was it?
Please. There we go. All right.
That is dope as hell.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Also, that lightsaber came from Corey.
Yeah.
So, well, no, he bought it somewhere,
Upgraded.
and then
Oh,
it
they
stopped
did 1 for 1.
working. And then after it
Wow.
stopped working, Chase took it to Corey, and Corey redid it and made it 10 times more badass. That's probably where we'll end for this
Totally fine.
episode.
This has been fun, man.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for coming on, Corey. This has been a hell
Yeah,
of a
man.
time.
Yeah, it's been fun, man.
We got more. We got plenty of more stuff to talk about later on.
Oh yeah, and we'll do
We'll see how big
another
this was.
episode too. Like, it's just because
yeah.
you were on this episode doesn't mean we'll never ask you to be a guest again.
Oh,
like, that's not the
at
plan.
all. I know.
But we just have
I know.
so many people we want to have as guests. We got to try and cycle through
Oh, dude,
everybody.
yeah.
So
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
true.
I got plenty. I'll have to show you guys how big the Titan is next time.
yeah, for sure.
Cool, man.
Anyway, yeah,
Well, Corey.
I will leave
We'll be
Corey's at least his channel link in the description. So go
Yeah,
and
dude.
give him
Fucking
some.
go check out Mecha Brickman, my boys.
Hell yeah!
Fucking
Oh,
Corey's stuff is fucking impressive.
I
It is
got my
cool as hell.
logo.
Hey, there it is.
Hey.
Very nice.
Corey, you got to get sponsored by Lego, man.
That'd be
I
sick.
would love to.
That'd be
I would
sick.
love to like actually have some of my stuff get seen and whatnot, but mechs aren't really a big thing in Lego
Yeah, that makes
that
sense.
they look at. Cause like I got my little guys. They're super fun. Super
Nice.
Cool. And then I got.
The goddamn Colossus.
Do they want to touch him?
I will not blame you if you don't
How
want to
about
touch
this,
him.
Corey? Instead of bringing it down now, leave it to
Do it.
people to go look it up.
Yeah,
Mecha Brickman, everybody.
go and see his Titan. All right. Well, this has been a good time, and for everybody who is possibly stuck around this long, dear God, I don't know. We've actually gotten quite a decent response on and views and stuff on our last one. So who knows?
Well,
You stuck
welcome.
around
Yeah.
this long?
I was
Thank
kinda
you for
surprised on
hanging
that.
out. I was too, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Also, I have to actually watch your guys' last one too.
Heck yeah.
Which channel is it on? 'Cause-
It's just the Jacob and Jacob podcast. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I like it.
Well, we will see everybody in the next episode with a brand new
Peace.
guest. So later.
Bye.